Hi guys, welcome to module 7 of your training session. Now this is the last module for this session. There are going to be other parts of this training, but I won't be the one taking them. They're probably going to be like YouTube trainings on how to handle some of the CRM softwares that we will use in the course of our appointment setting jobs. So I won't be the one taking those. There will just be some YouTube videos that I will attach to the end of this training, and then maybe documents for any other thing I want to include in this training. But this is the last module where you will see my very pretty face. Okay, so let's go. For this module, we are going to be looking at follow-ups. In fact, I was supposed to end this training in module 6, and then I realized that we didn't talk about following up at all for this training. So we are doing module 7 to talk about follow-ups. Now, how to follow up effectively, turning silence into scheduled calls. Now, follow-ups can be very tricky, right? It can be very tricky. If you don't do it well, you probably lose that lead forever. So follow-ups can be really tricky. And in fact, most times we just pray that they book the call before we have to follow up or anything. But if you ever need to follow up, then this module is for you. What you're going to learn: why follow-ups matter, the psychology behind successful follow-ups, when to follow up and how to follow up, script frameworks and tools, and how to stay organized and consistent. Why follow-up matters. 80% of sales require 2+ follow-ups. Now, most times you send a lead a DM, they will not respond. The ones that respond might check out in the middle of the conversation, and then the ones that get to the end of the conversation, you send them the link to book a call and eventually do not book a call. The ones that book the call, some of them will not show up. The ones that show up, some of them will not purchase. So these are the stages where you need follow-ups. When you send initial message and they do not respond, you will now have to follow up. When they respond, but then in mid conversation they check out and they do not respond again, you now have to follow up to bring them back to the conversation. And then when you get to the end of the conversation and you're asking them, do you want to hop on a call, and then they stop responding, you now have to follow up. And then if you eventually even send them the link to book the call and they do not book the call, you have to follow up. And then they book the call but they do not show up for the call, you also have to follow up. They show up for the call but then they tell you they'll get back to you, or they tell the sales closers they'll get back to them. We now have to follow up on them as well to get them to eventually get sales. So 80% of our sales require follow-ups. It requires lots and lots of follow-ups. So most appointment setters give up too early. You send the first DM, they refuse to respond, and then that's just the end. You do not respond to them, you do not follow up on them rather, or they check out mid conversation, you check in on them once and you just leave it there, or people just ignore leads that do not respond, and that is wrong because most times people are very busy, right? So most times they even focus on that conversation. Someone like me, it's not like I have more friends that I talk to or much friends I talk to on WhatsApp. In general, I do not have friends. I only have like 2 3 friends at most, but it still takes me a while to respond to messages because I might get notification, but maybe at that time I'm working and I'm like, okay, I'll respond to this message later on, and then I finish working and I just forget. I just want to sleep. So I always forget to respond to messages. In fact, even my parents, most times they have to call me to remind me that they sent me a message and I've not responded. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because, by the time I'm done working, I just want to eat and sleep. And that's basically how my day goes. So I barely ever have time to go on WhatsApp to check on messages. So that's why follow-ups are important, because everyone has busy lives, right? So you don't expect that somebody is online 247 or checking their messages 247. So follow-ups are very important and you do not need to give up easily. All right. So follow-ups show professionalism and consistency. If you give up quickly, the client or the lead is just going to assume that you're not serious or you're not sold on your offer, you're not sure what you're offering, is why you give up. So don't give up. Now, follow up also allows you build trust if you do it correctly. Some follow ups can come off as annoying and they can just turn off the lead. But if you do follow up correctly, then it helps you build trust with the lead. They see that you're a human being, not an AI, first off, and then um, they see that you probably care about their growth and you really invested in this, and they want to give you a shot or give you a listening ear, basically. So yeah, it helps you build trust with your leads. The psychology behind follow-ups, like I mentioned earlier, people are busy, so they need to be reminded that you sent them a message earlier or they were in a conversation with you earlier. So it's very important that you do follow up because people have busy lives and they need reminders. Now, decision making takes time. I wanted to get in fact, I've been wanting to get a new phone for myself for a very long time. Now, part of why I have not gotten this phone is because I grew up with my dad always buying my gadgets. And so I got used to it, and I've not been able to get one for myself since I started, making money by myself. And it's been years. Trust me, I've been using this phone for years. People sit and they're like, so why have you not changed your phone? Why have you not changed your phone? I'm like, I do not know how to change my phone. Making that decision to take that money out of my own pockets is very, very hard. So, yes, and this is even a very far off example. I can give you several examples of how long it takes me to make buying decisions. I can stay at an item for months before I eventually decide to buy, unless I'm doing impulse buying, which I've been doing a lot of these days. But previously, like prior to now, it takes me a very long time to decide on something. I can be very indecisive. I know I need it, I know it's important, but I can take a while to decide. So decision making takes time, and these people do not really know you. They don't know you, they don't know where you're coming from. So it takes them time to actually decide if they want to take that risk and trust you. And that's why follow-up is important. Repetition builds familiarity and trust. Like I said earlier, if you do it well, follow-ups build familiarity, it builds trust. So you make your follow-up fun, not just, you know, hey, reaching out to check in on my previous message. That's dry. That's not good. You have to personalize it. You have to make it fun. You have to make it relaxed, free, something like that. And then persistence done well communicates confidence. It's what I've been saying. If you do it right, it shows that you're confident in your offer. It shows that you're sold on your offer. So yeah. When and how often should you follow up? Follow up should be done in the first 24 to 48 hours after the initial outreach. The first 24 to 48 hours, these are critical times. These are the times where you can actually be in their faces. Anything after that, you might not get results from your follow-up. So follow-up should be done in the first 24 to 48 hours of your initial outreach. Now use multiple channels to follow up. Use DMs. If DMs are not working, then try to get their email and shoot them a mail. You can also use videos or VNs. For this one, ask your clients to do that. Tell them to shoot a video telling talking about their offer or something, a very short video that you can send, or a very short VN that you can send when following up. So they could, for this one, they can do a generic VN or video like, hey, what's up? Checking in to see if you had a time to check on to go through my proposal, or checking in to see if you can hop on that call real quick this week. Just a short video. And it can be generic because it's a video, it's personal and all of that. So yes, you can use that. And then mix value with reminders. Don't always send hey, what's up or stuff like that. Send value packed reminders. You can send maybe a client result, a new testimony, say a proposal like reminder. Not too long, but also value packed. And not every time. You can do it if you're following up 3 times. You can do a short follow up to grab their attention, and then maybe a video or a VN next. And the last one will be like a proposal template telling them that, oh, you're just going to drop it this year real quick, and this is going to be your last follow up to them. And if they ever decide to give this a chance, they know where to find you, something like that. So follow up at least 2 to 3 times before pausing. Now you can pause for like a month or two and then go back to those leads and try to follow up again and see if you can get their attention this time. So sorry about that. So basically this is how and when to follow up on leads. Now follow-up script examples. Hey, person's name, to make it personalized. Just checking in, any updates on your end. Or I know things can get really busy, wanting to bump this up in your inbox. So, it's the first thing you see or something like that. Sharing a quick win from a client, thought you find it helpful. Just like what I said earlier, like you can share a client's win, you can share a client's results or something just to get them to see that, okay, what you're saying actually works. Right, so basically here is a sample script for your follow-up. It doesn't have to be like this. As usual, make ChatGPT your friend. With the right prompts, you can get the perfect follow-up messages. And one more trick, I think I learned this recently, that if you're following up, if the lead has anything on their story, it's best to follow up as a response to their story. So click on the story, you see a place where it says send a message or send a reply, put your follow-up message there. That way, Instagram notifies them that somebody commented on their story, and they're able to check that out real quick before their messages. People they don't check messages, but they like to feel like people are viewing what they are posting, what they are putting online. So if you respond to their story, they quickly want to check, oh, who viewed this, who responded to this. So that will make them want to check out that message faster. So respond or follow up via stories, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. Always respond via that. If the client does not have a story up, then you can do a regular follow up. And then staying organized. It's important that you stay organized. That's why I always talk about tracking your leads, because it's important that you stay organized. So you know those that you followed up on, those that require more follow up, your first attempt, second attempt, third attempt of follow up, and you do not mix any leads. So once a lead comes in, or once you send any message, you put that lead on your spreadsheet, and then the dates that they came in, the date that you followed up, how many follow-ups that you've done, and your responses and all of that. All right, so use a CRM or a Google Sheet to track responses. You can also use a Notion tracker. Then set daily follow-up goals. How many follow-ups you want to do today? What batch of leads you want to follow up on? And then batch follow-ups save time. I don't really recommend this, but if you're dealing with lots of leads, then you have to do batch follow-up. But it's better you do individual follow-up, so you're not sending generic messages. Now keep your template handy for quick responses. I always I use my phone. I use my phone when I'm working, and all my message templates are saved to my clipboard. So if anything, I just go there and quickly type it out, or just copy paste and just edit a bit to be personalized, and then shoot it off to the lead. So keep your templates handy. And then last slide should be your task. So here is a task for everybody. You're going to assume you're an appointment setter for Nevera Solutions. For this task, you'll be using your individual Instagram accounts or individual emails, any channel you wish to use. So I'm giving you guys, you're going to be reaching out to 10 prospects, 10 leads on behalf of Nevera Solution. You'll be selling them Nevera Solutions. Tell them to become our clients. Now, we offer cold calling services, appointment setting services, customer services, and social media management. So you can pick any of these services that we offer and pitch it to 10 prospects. Our client base are accounting firms and fitness coaches in America, UK, anywhere that is not an African continent. That sounds racist, but yes, people abroad value appointment setting more than people in Nigeria. People in Africa do not really see the need for appointment setting, so it's why we are just focused on people in the first and second world countries. So yes, pick any of the skills, generate 10 leads that fit our client base: accounting firms and fitness coaches, and then pitch them Nevora solution. Either you are pitching them customer service or social media management or appointment setting or cold calling. So pitch them any of the services and follow up, track this. You can see here, create a tracker, track your prospects, track your follow up, and let us know the results at the end of 7 days. So you're going to share the link to your spreadsheet and maybe add the notes in your spreadsheet, add a note for the results that you got at the end of each follow-up, at the end of that follow-up on that particular lead. Say you followed up 3 times or 4 times. After the fourth time, then give us a note. There should be a space in your spreadsheet. Put a note there on how it went, your observations, and all of that. So you share this tracker on the Slack channel as usual. 10 prospects, follow up, track it, tell us your results. Again, the client base is fitness coaches and accounting firms, and you can sell them cold calling, appointment setting, social media management, or customer service. Any of the skills or services you decide to sell to them, please indicate that on your tracker so we know. And yeah, maybe compile a screenshot of each conversation and have that in a Google Drive or something, so we can also look at the conversations and how you had the scripts that you use, how you handled it, how it went, and all of that. Yes, you can use email, you can use IG, you can use LinkedIn, you can use I don't advise Facebook. I don't like Facebook. You can use Twitter. So yeah, 4 platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or emails. So at the end of this training, you would have learned how to use Apollo to generate leads, how to use Phantom Booster to generate leads, how to track using Google Doc, how to track using Notion, and all of that. So yeah, I'll add those as bonus videos at the end of this training. Thank you so much for sticking with us so far, and I hope that you've gotten value. Again, if you have questions, leave them in the Slack channel and they'll be attended to quickly. Thank you so much, and adios.